Shalom, Anakna Waha Ibar Sha'Allah Walakim La'adam, Call Shabawai Baharakha Wakakshaw Yahweh Basham Yahusha. Hey, with the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Basham Yahusha to preach to you so called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, and Israelite foreigners. Nacham Atam Kaya HaMalak Wath Hashemayim Korab, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call AhlaYa Yahweh Basham Yahusha, Basham Racha HaKodash, Wamashana. Kabadim Zukaim Nawa, Wa Malakam Shay Shla Zukaim Racha Gadawal, Wachasa Washalawam, Wabarakim, Laha Bachayim Shagar Shalawam. Alright, so all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means he exists. Bahasham, in the name Yahweh Shai delivers. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, which means peace. So, this is a video by Baryeth in Hebrew, going into Hebrew, which is entitled HaMalak Tawab, which is the king good, or is the king pleased? All right, as well as adjectives, prepositions, etc., etc. All right. So I wanted to start with 1 Samuel chapter 25 and verse 8. It says, "Ask thy young men, and they will shew thee. Wherefore let the young men find favor in thine eyes, for we come in a good day. Give, I pray thee, whatsoever cometh to thine hand unto thy servants, and to thy servant, or thy son David." Salah. So as you notice in English, it says good day, but in Hebrew it will be the other way. All right, and what I mean by that is, if you say good morning in Hebrew, you would say morning good. So Barakwar Tawab. All right, if you say good night, Layla Tawab. Good evening, Irab Tawab. Good day, Hayawam Tawab. All right, which you will read this. So you state the noun first, and then you describe what's being spoken about. All right, so the day, Yawam Tawab, or if you're having a bad day, you could say it will be Yawamya Rai. All right, my day was bad. All right, but nevertheless, the adjective goes second. The noun is first. All right, moving on to adjectives. Gum Ka Zakar, all Naqabah, now. All right, so pretty much that loosely translates to same as male or female noun. All right, so basically the adjective has to agree with the noun. So if it's a feminine noun, it has to be a feminine adjective. All right, so let's get an example of that. This is Shamwath, also Exodus chapter 3 and verse 8. It says, "And I come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of the land unto a good land, and a large, unto a land flowing with milk and honey, unto the place of the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites." All right, now let's go into this. So it says Haqataza, which is land. Haqataza is a feminine noun. So being that it's a feminine noun, it will be Haqataza Tawaba, and that will read this. The word is Tawab, but it will be Haqataza Tawaba. All right, and it will be spelled like this. This is the noun right here, Haqataza, which means earth or land. Haqataza Tawaba, being that it's a feminine word. See, if it was like the word lion, AhlaYa, it would be Tawab, good lion, because AhlaYa is a masculine word. All right, continuing on, let's get Devarim Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse 12. This is Devarim 8 and 12. It says, "Lest when thou hast eaten and art full, and hast built goodly houses and dwelt therein." All right, and what you'll notice about this is it's multiple. It's plural of house. It's multiple houses. All right, so basically house with the S. All right, so it says Bayath. That's how you say house in Hebrew, which is Bayath, but it will be Bayathim. So being that it's multiple houses, all right, the adjective has to agree with what's being spoken about. All right, so house itself is a masculine noun. So it's a masculine noun and also is plural. So it will be Tawabim. So it will be Bayathim Tawabim. All right. And what's spiritual about house is that it says proper patrial adjective, adverb, masculine noun. All right, spiritual about it is because it says house, dwelling, habitation, shelter, or abode of animals, human bodies, place, receptacle, home, houses containing a family, household, family, those belonging to the same household, family of descendants as a organized body, household affairs. All right. And the reason why I said it was spiritual is because it's a masculine noun, and when you go into the definition, it says family of descendants. All right, your the head of that household is the man. All right, that's why the scriptures it goes into this is my Saparium, also Numbers chapter 1 and verse 20. It says, and the children of Ra'aban, Yasha'Allah, eldest son, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of their the names by their poles, every male from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. All right, and they took it after the fathers. That's because that's your lineage. All right, the man is that house. He's the one that establishes that house. You know, and everybody that falls under him will be in his direct lineage, you see. But continuing on, this is Nehemiah, also Nehemiah, chapter 2 and verse 5. It reads, and I said unto the king, if it please the king, and if thy servant have found favor in thy sight, that thou wouldest send me unto Yahweh, unto the city of my father's sepulchres, that I may build it. All right, and that's where I got the title from. It says, if it pleased the king. All right, so if the king was pleased, you know, someone could say, HaMalak Tawab, the king, Tawab, is pleased. You know, and Hebrew is one of those, it's a language to where you don't have to put all those filler words in. So the title of the lesson was HaMalak Tawab. That's technically 2 words or 3 words. So you don't have to put is HaMalak. You don't have to put is before the HaMalak Tawab. So is the king good? That's 4 words in English. You know, you can hypothetically say like 4 words in Hebrew and say like a whole sentence in English, you know. But continuing on, it says, is the king good? HaMalak Tawab will be the answer. Or you can say, Khan HaMalak Hawa Tawab. Yes, the king, he is good. Or yes, the king, he is pleased. All right. Which again, it will be Khan HaMalak Hawa Tawab. All right. Now I want to go over some interrogatives, which pretty much is who, what, when, where, why, and how. All right. So Maya, that's what Maya also means water. Maya. All right. Or Maya. All right. What will be Ma? Matya is when. Aya is where. Lama is why. You can also see why written as Matawai. Ayak is how. And sometimes in the scriptures, how will be written as Ma. You know, so you might ask someone like Ma Shalamka, how is your peace? Or how are you doing? You know, answer will be Shalamya Tawab or Shalamya Basadar, which Basadar goes into okay. All right. So yeah, those were some interrogatives. I actually have some questions written down for him as well, which how you would say question in Hebrew is sha'al. When you go to Saul's name, it says desired. When you go into that base word, it says to ask and inquire. So when you got a question, you can say sha'al. Actually, I'm gonna write these down too. I'm gonna type them up right here. So Maya is who? Ma is what? Mathia is when. Ayah will be where. Lama will be why. And you can also see that as model Y sometimes in the scriptures. Ayak is how. And sometimes this will be written as ma. You just got to look at the context of what's being said. But I also wanted to correspond these with some precepts and show how you could use the prefixes and some of the suffixes by Ibariyah. So, for example, Maya Amwa. All right, Maya, as we can see, Maya means who. All right, and the answer to that is Maya Amwa. So Maya, who, Aim is people, Wa is his. Who is the Lord's people? Who is his people? Let's get that. This is Romans chapter 9 and verse 1. It says, I say the truth in Hamashiach, Allah not. My conscience also bearing me witness the Holy Spirit, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of the Most High and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh of Hamashiach came, who is over all, God bless forever. Amen. So that's the Lord's people. You see, so I'm Wa Yasha'Allah. That's the answer. All right, and Wa, that's a suffix. Pretty much, it will go Zadabar Yalak Achar Dabar. All right, so that word goes after a word, all right, which that loosely translate to. All right, so again, it will be Amwa Yasha'Allah, which you can find there in Romans 9 and 4, like we just got, or 9 and 1 to 4. All right, the next one, it says what? All right, so right here is written Ma Shamwa. What is his name? Shamwa Yahweh Wa Yahweh Shah. All right, let's get that. This is Shamwath, also Exodus chapter 3 and verse 14. It says, and the Most High said unto Masha, I am that I am. And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Yasha'Allah, I am hath sent me unto you. All right, when you go into this in Hebrew, it says AhlaYa. All right, what you got to know about this is that when you put I in front of a word, it goes into I. So that's the first person. All right, and as you can see right here, it says H 1961. It comes from the verb haya, which means to exist. That's the first person. All right, but continuing on, it says, and the Most High said, moreover unto Masha, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Yasha'Allah, the Lord, power of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob hath sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. All right, the key point is that you have to have understanding of the language, because AhlaYa means I exist. Yahweh means he exists. That's the Lord's name, Yahweh. All right, that's the Most High's name, who this world calls God. All right, let's get his son's name. This is Mattathiah. This is Mattathiah chapter 1 and verse 21. It says, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahweh Shah, for he shall save his people. He shall save his people from their sins, which is Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah, save or deliver. Let's go into that. It's a lot. Let me go back. So this right here, the part where it says or, that's the part that you would grab, because sometimes the blue letter goes off in it, but it says Yahweh Shah. All right. And it comes from the Most High, Yahweh's name. All right. Which means it says to save, be saved, delivered, because he's going to save the nation of Yasha Allah. All right. And only the nation of Yasha Allah. All right. Going back. When Mathia, which that will be written as the question. It is Mathia Ha'adawan Shamwa Mathia Ha'adawan Shamai Lanawa. All right, which that reads Mathia Ha'adawan Lanawa. All right, so Mathia Ha'adawan Shamai Lanawa. All right, so when does the Lord hear us? All right, and the answer is all the time. You know, scripture also go into the prayers being delivered up to him, or the prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds. You know, so the answer for that will be HaWa'ah Shawamai call. Actually, what I wanted to write was because I wanted to use a suffix for this one. So to show ownership, I actually want to write this is the answer. It will be Palal Nawa, or actually let me get the word for prayers, because pray is Palal. So it will be Tapala. So Tapala Nawa. It's a lot. So Tapala Nawa. There actually be an H right there. Tapala Nawa. Our prayers. Actually, it will be plural, but I'm just gonna put our prayer. Our prayer, Shawamai, which is our prayer is heard. It will be our prayer is heard. You actually put that in the past tense, which I'm not gonna get right now, but the verb will be Shemai. Tapala Nawa. Our prayer is heard. Call, and call that basically means in totality. So our prayer is heard all the time. All right, the Lord hears us all the time. All right. The next one that I wanted to get was it says Ayah, and the question is Ayah Ahthah Ba'atah. Ayah Ahthah Ba'atah. All right, where? Which is, it says Ayah Ahthah Ba'atah, and that's what, 3 words. In English, it will be Ayah, where? Ahthah, where are you? Ba'atah, coming from. That's like 6 words. There's only 3 in Hebrew. But I wanted to get this because the prefix that I wanted to use was ma. Because when you look at ma is of or from. It goes into of or from. So if someone said, hey, where you coming from? Ayah Ahthah Ba'atah. One could say Ma Yerushalayim. All right, from Jerusalem, the holy city. All right. The next one is Lama. I actually want to get this with a precept. This is Mattathiah. Matthew chapter 27 and verse 46. It says, "In about the 9th hour, Yahweh Shah cried with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani." That is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? All right. So in Hebrew, when you go into this and scroll down, well, this one says Allah, which in Hebrew is God. All right. But then you're going to the Lama part, and it says Aramaic. All right, but as we know, Aramaic stems from the Lashawan Quadash, Ibariyth. It comes from H 4100, meaning ma. All right, because remember, sometimes they use ma as what or how, but nevertheless, what was said in this part, I'm gonna go back. It will actually be lama. That's how you say why. It doesn't say it in this part, but it's lama. And to go into forsaken, in Aramaic, it will say, let me see if they got it in here. In Aramaic, it's Shabak. But let's see if I can go back real fast. Kind of in Aramaic, it's Shabak, but when you go into it, it will be Allah, or AhlaYa, because the EL part is Allah, and when you put the I, it's AhlaYa. Going back to what it says in this verse, it says my God, so it will be AhlaYa, lama ShabaqThaNaya. Because when you go into this part right here, it says in Matthew only, ShabaqThaNaya. All right, but in the Greek they have it Eli lama sabachthani, which is AhlaYa lama ShabaqThaNaya. That's what was said. And lama again going into why. All right, and the last one that I wanted to get was ayak. If I can find an example. See right here, they have how as ma, but it also goes into ayak. Damn. Right here, ayak. It says how as a interrogative adverb. So like how as a question. Let's go into this. It says how without an interrogation, basically asking a question. Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Again, we went over how how you would use some adjectives, some questions, interrogatives, some prefixes and some suffixes. The prefixes we went over were, let's go back into it. The prefixes we did were wa, which is his. It could also go into it. We also used, let's see. Yeah, we only use wa. But some other ones you can get for a prefix is ba, which means in. It can also go into with before a word. Also, la is to in front of a word. Wa. Also, before a word. Before a word, wa is and or moreover. As a suffix, it will be it or his. All right, sha goes into which. Da goes into do. Ha before a word goes into the. Let me see. As a suffix, you might see nawa, which is our. Like you might see abanawa in the Adawan Palau, our power. Or yeah, nawa. What else? Ya in front of a word goes into he. I'm pretty sure it's a couple more, but that's pretty much all I want to go over in this video. Haqataza, Zabanaya Pabaha Rachalo, as well as a beautiful edification through the spirit. AhlaYa, Haqataza. A double honor to the elders and apostles of great millstone that told me the truth and rule well. And much respect to you, brothers there pushing the truth with all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. How you want to Tawab, shalom.